Hey everyone, it's Desiree, and Always Be Creative and Then Some has finally launched. So we've got all the details. Heads up, this is a long Gabby video. If you don't like words, then please do not watch this. It's not for you. So let's get started. Hey everyone, it's Desiree. I know we're not live. I promise you, we'll go live. I gotta figure it out, but I know just who to ask. So that will happen at some point, but don't hold your breath, please. Yes, so I am back, and what I want to talk about today, or to basically announce, is the Always Be Creative and Then Some group. Your group has now launched. Now, there were some of you that had already found it and said, okay, I want to join. So you are in there, and there's not much going on. What you have been seeing, though, are some uploads that I've been doing. So some of the uploads that are there right now, let's talk about that, and then we'll talk about what's all the fun stuff. So, and I have notes, so I'll be looking down, like right now. So rules, we've got to have rules. I'm sorry. There are rules, because I want to make sure that this is a different type of group. I want it to be your group. I want it to be a learning experience. I want it to be an experience for you all that you will enjoy. And because that's what this is all about for me, to have you enjoy, to dig into these awesome stashes that we have and create and do it every day if we can. So when it comes to that, we do have to have some rules. There are going to be, guidelines. Again, read those. You'll see it. It is an announcement that's at the top. I would love for you to put a comment in there that you read it and that you agree. I don't want to be the type of person where I have to delete your post. This is a safe zone. This is a happy zone. This is going to be an hysterical zone, okay? Because I'm in it. But I just, again, this is really for you. I want you to get comfortable with what you're creating, because it doesn't matter what you create. It's beautiful. It's unique, and it's yours. You've got to remember that. And you're going to hear me say that a lot. You're probably going to get sick of it. Now, again, the one is the rules. That's the announcement. Now, of course, there's going to be an about, just a little bit of what this is about. I'm sure that's going to change because I'll always continue to add things. And then, of course, the specific Let It Go Wednesdays. So we've kind of adopted that phrase, that mantra, let it go. We sing it, let it go. And I can't take credit for that phrase, and I will never take credit for a lot of things that I do. But that's actually, if anyone's ever watched Reba out there, there was an episode where Van takes those three words and puts them together. Let it go. It's one word. That's where I get that. But I really do like the phrase, and trust me, I say it often. Okay, so the Let It Go Wednesdays, there's always going to be a video that I'm going to post. Now, this one's going to be kind of off kilter because I'm going to show that video part of this. It's going to come right after I'm done yammering with y'all, which could be forever, but that's okay. So going forward, it's going to post every other Wednesday. I don't want people to have pressure. I want no stress. Nobody should have stress. So every other Wednesday, okay, so technically I was going to start this, I'm looking at my calendar now, on the, I'm not looking at the right one, I believe it was the 30th. But of course, life just gets in the way sometimes. So I couldn't do this to launch on the 30th. So technically the video that you're going to see after this was really supposed to start on the 30th. Okay. So we're just a few days behind. So the next video then, of course, will come in 2 weeks from that Wednesday. So during that time, how are you inspired by my project? Was it the colors? You do not have to use the same items I use. I don't want you to do that. I am not looking for you to do that. If you like the items that I use, as always, they will be listed down in the description box below the video. But there's other things that you can use. Was it the focal point? Was it the colors? Was it a technique that I used? Was it whatever it is? Maybe it was my giggle. Maybe it was my sentiment. There's something that inspires you. Maybe it's just the fact that I inspired you to create something. That's all that matters to me. So during those 2 weeks, show your projects. Tell me a little bit about it. And let us all be inspired by you. Because there's going to be something that you do that is definitely going to inspire me. And I know if it's inspiring me, it's also going to inspire others. That's what this is about. Okay, so this group is going to be just a little bit different. Now, I also don't want to take away, we meet lots of people, and I have. Doing this, I have spoken with so many people. If you see me looking up, I'm looking at my time. So the other files, and I'm going to have a file section, obviously, but also I'm going to have these types of files too. Links to you. I want you to put your name. Do you have a blog? Do you have a channel? Do you have an Instagram? Do you have a Pinterest? Tumblr? They're all out there. I think I'm connected to all of them. Okay? But if there's one that you would like us to look at and join, you know what? I would love for you to fill that file with your links, because then we can refer to it and we can get connected through that. So it's like a social media. Again, YouTube channels. I want to see YouTube channels. I want to see them. I love watching YouTube. The other file that I'm going to have in there are birthdays. So everyone, you would have to give your address. All right. And if you're not comfortable with that, I understand. These are not, the files that I'm talking about now are not files that you have to sign into or fill out. They do have to be done from a computer. Can't do it from phone. Ask me how I know that too many times. I keep trying to do it on my phone. So you have to be on your computer, because once you open the file up, there's going to be an edit document in the upper right hand corner, I believe. And then you type in your information, and then you'll be able to publish that document as well. Again, I believe that's going to be in the upper right-hand corner, not the screen, on the computer when you open the file. So if you're not comfortable giving your address, I understand. But I would love to have your address and the date of your birthday. Now, I can't guarantee I'll get it to you by that date, but I would love to be able to send you a card to wish you a happy birthday. Or just send you a card. You never know. I could just surprise people, because I've got tons of cards. Lots. Yeah. And plus, you guys will help me to get these cards out, because I'm not really a card sender. I love making cards. But this will help me to get cards out as well. So, I have that file. Another file that I'm going to have in there is, do you have an Etsy shop? Do you have an online shop? Again, this is all about paper. Okay, now there's lots of things we can do with paper. You've all heard me say it before. We can rip it, we can shred it, we can tear it, we can manipulate it, we can bend it, we can score it, we can paint it, we can ink it, stamp it, whatever it is. All of those fun things. Paper is awesome. We can make journals, we can make garlands, we can make cards, we can scrapbook, we can make pages, all kinds of things. So the items that you sell, they have to have something dealing with paper, and it could be the smallest item, but just has to have paper. And I'm not talking about a sign sitting in front of it. Don't think. Yeah, I would have thought of it myself. So if you sell your cards, if you sell junk journals, all of those things, I would love for you to list your shops on that piece of paper as well. So as you can see, I don't want the feed to be filled up with all of those links, but I want us to have access to them, because hello, love to shop. Yeah. So, and I would love to support small businesses. That's what I love to sell. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the big ones too. I own stock in them. But if I can go to a small business for something that's handmade, then that is really what I want to do also. So I'd love to pay it forward. It's how I do this. So that file will be in there. Now there's going to be one more file in there, and you do have to ask permission to be entered onto that file. Now what that file is going to be, and I know there's somebody that's already asked, and I see your request. I'm not ignoring you, but I'm gonna, once I get this done, then I'm gonna put you on there. So if you sell items for us crafters, so the first one that's gonna go up on there, I'll have our normals, you know, the ones that I love to shop with. Scrapbook.com, Simon Says Stamp, Spellbinders, absolutely, Scrapping for Less. These are all the companies, Rubber Stamp Tapestry. I mean, these are just the few that have supported me. They took a chance with me. And I'm very honored that they did that. But there's so many other companies. So I want to show my appreciation by putting them on this list as well. One of the companies that'll be on there is someone that I had shown in my favorite crafty things, my gadgets, and that's Made It by Marco. They make those awesome plastic containers for the chamois, and also those glue holders where you can just tip your glue and you'll always have your glue down at the tip. So absolutely, I've got you. You're going to go on those lists. So if you guys have suggestions for some companies that you feel are wonderful, you're happy with, you love their service, all of that, please, you would have to message me those. I want to keep a control on there. Please know that yes, in the rules, there are some companies that no, I will not put on those lists. It's a shame that they're out there. I know they have items that are less expensive. The price point is a lot better, but I just can't. And I don't want to mention them in this. I'm not that type of person, but please, we've got so many companies here, and they work so hard every day to bring us the things that we love, and I will not take away from them in any way, shape, or form. So if I do see those posts, yes, I will just delete them. If I see them constantly coming in by certain individuals, I hate to say it, and I don't want to be this person, you will be removed. So please, it's something different that I'm going to try to do. And again, this is all trial and error, so please be patient. But no, this is your channel as well. I'm going to look down at my notes again. Okay. The other thing that I actually have now is a P.O. box. So that will be listed down in the video description, and I will have it posted in the group as well. And also, if you're connected to my page, I do have a business page as well. But if you would like to send me cards, I would love it. One of the things that I want to build in my room on the one side is my inspirational wall. And I want that to be part of my vision that I see every time I walk in here. So I would love for you to be part of that. Now, of course, it'll have to change. And just because you're up there doesn't mean, if you stay up there, doesn't mean you're special or anything else. I will be interchanging them. And if you would like, what I could do also, once a month, I'll have a video that shows the cards that I were sent. I'd love to show your cards off on one of my videos as well. And if you're okay with that, then just put a sticky on the back of the card or somewhere on the card that says, okay to show on video or video yay. If I don't see a sticky or a note, I will not show the card. Okay? I want to respect your privacy in every way, shape, or form. If you write a note inside, that's okay. I'll cover it. If you don't want your name said, that's okay too. If you just want to give me the first name. So again, the sticky on the back would just say, you know, yes video and only your first name. Or I could just say, if you just put yes video, then I'll just say from a subscriber or from someone in my group. So I would love to do that for you guys. You know, again, you guys put a lot of work in there too. You should be showed off, and I'm honored to do that for you. So one of the last things that, just to talk about the group, again, it's your group. So what I'm hoping in time that I'll be able, and I've already got somebody lined up, yay, is for others that if they have a YouTube channel, I want them to actually come into this group and have a video. They can show it on their channel as well, but have a video specifically for you guys to show a specific technique. Now, it could be a single video, or it could be a series videos, or something of that nature, but that would be brought in, and then they would be able to link to those so that you would know, hey, this is something special for you guys. You know, make sure you go check that out. I'm still working out on how that would work. What I will also, again, still learning the whole live thing, you know, on YouTube, but I'm also going to learn the live thing in Facebook. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, because then you'll be able to ask questions, we'll be able to interact. I would love to interact with you guys, just for you guys to get to know me. I can get to know you, and just have that interaction. Eventually, I am looking, now don't get too excited here. There are other things that are coming down the pike, way down the pike, so I will not mention those. But I am looking to put together classes, very detailed classes. And the main one that I'm looking at are colored pencils. And again, how I work with colored pencils. Okay, I never claim I'm an artiste. I love colored pencils. I collect colored pencils. But I am very comfortable with them. They are my medium of choice. And I'm hoping that I'm going to have another series that's going to be coming out that's once a month. And that's going to deal with art journals, because Vicky, I cannot pronounce it, Papiano, yeah, I can't pronounce the last name. She inspires me every time she does an art journal. And she really got me inspired when she did her crafty class. Definitely got that. And I just love watching them. So she's given me an idea, and she is the reason for this to come about, because again, she inspires me when it comes to that. So look forward to those two things. More information to come. But you know what? I've gabbed enough. Again, your channel, let it go. It's okay. Show me your happy accidents. I show you mine. We can work through it. If you have a card there and you're like, oh no, look at this. How can I save this card? Ask those questions. We'll get those answers. Just remember too, I will have, and I already do have another moderator set up. I do have a real life, unfortunately. It is a full-time job. So I may not respond to you very quickly, but know that we will get back to you. You will have multiple opinions. We all can give our opinions. Please be kind. Always be kind. There will be no meanness. There will be no grumpies or anything else. We all have bad days, but please, none of that. We are here to help. We are here to inspire, and we are here always to create. So I've gabbed enough, and I know I've said that 10 times, but I have. I've gabbed enough. So let's get to the first project. You won't believe what I found. I think it's kind of cool. So let's get started. Always remember, let's now start being creative. Enjoy! Okay, so lots of information. Please, if you have questions, just get a hold of me and I'll be glad to answer them. But let's get started on our project. So our first Let It Go Wednesdays project. So let's start celebrating. So here I'm pulling out this Sizzix die that I found in my stash. I thought it was the most adorable thing. It's from the designer Stephanie Barnhart, and of course I'm going to be digging into some paper here, so we got all kinds of crinkles. And you can see that there's different ways that you can cut this. So what I did was I took a regular 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, I scored it or just folded it in half, which of course would be at 5.5, and I'm going to set the outline die along this, but the top is going to go off the fold. So that top part will fold. I hope that makes sense. Okay. And again, a lot of these cards and colors that I'm using are from my scrap pile that I keep on my desk. So for the back of the cone, I'm going to use a brown. I'm using an ivory for the front. I'm going to use a white for the frosting on top, and also for the cherry, because I'm going to just use my Copics to color that. And these are all the pieces die cut. They die cut really well, and the machine that I use is a Spellbinders Platinum 6. So you can see that I don't have that tip at the top, so to speak, but that's okay because the cherry is going to sit there. So I'm just playing around with the placement of my pieces. Of course, the vintage photo had to come in. So I'm going to glue the top of the cone down onto the base of the cone. So then I would have that brown coming through. Now, what I realized, I didn't have the brown sitting the right way. So yeah, see, already starting it right off with a happy accident that can be fixed. Absolutely. So because it's kind of not fitting together perfectly, which is fine, what I'm doing there is I'm trimming it. I'm just going to set it up and just fix that. And then with going around the edges with the vintage photo, it's going to help hide that anyway. I just didn't want to cut too much away from it. Again, it just adds some shadow to it. I am adding a lot more of the vintage photo all over the front as well, just to dull down the ivory. Don't want it to be too bright, but I did want that ivory. I didn't want a tan color. So when it comes to the cherry, I just grabbed a couple of my Copics, 2 green shades, and from now on I'll make sure that I list the Copics. I'm just not used to doing that. But 2 very basic green shades, and then I'm going to come in with some reds, and I'm just going to color this, and then on one side of the cherry I'm just going to keep adding a darker layer. So this is the mid-tone that I'm coming in, and I'm just flicking across, nothing fancy, no fancy ways to color. And then again with the darkest, I'm just doing the same thing as well. And that's the cherry. Grab some more scraps, and I'm going to run each of these through my die cutting machine so I can get all of this wonderful confetti. It'd be great for a shaker card, but we're not making a shaker card. So now I'm just going to glue the cone section where that needs to be, and then I'm going to prop up the frosting. I do want that to be dimensional on my card, and I'm going to use my double-sided foam tape for that. And then once that's in place, I'm going to just set some glue dots going all over the front. And the glue that I'm using is my art glitter glue. And I'm just placing a lot of them all over. And then I'm going to use my wax pencil to pick up these pieces of cardstock that have been cut out. Now, there's probably a little bit of glue on the tip of my wax pencil, which is no problem. I'm just using my finger to make sure that they do come off the wax pencil. And then we're going to put the cherry on top. Now, even though this is technically a top folding card, and this will fit into a standard A2 size envelope, that cherry is going to bend back, so it's not going to get caught as this is bent forward. That's our project. Now, I found the perfect inside sentiment. Let it go. And that's what this is all about. Now, I'm sure you're going to ask, where did I get that stamp? It'll all be linked down below, As always, all the products that I used will be listed. If you have any questions or comments, please make sure you leave them down below. I will get back to you as soon as I can. Now, the link to the group, if you are interested in being a member of the group, please, that's going to be down below as well, along with many other pieces of information. Just remember, when you do go into the group, make sure you read the document that's in the announcement. And if you would, just comment on that you've read them and that you do agree. I do hope that you'll join us. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be interesting. And I know we're going to have a great time. So I hope to see you there. Okay, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. So much more is coming, both with the group and everything else. Here are a few other videos I thought you would be interested in. Take care, everyone, and always remember, be creative.